Hey, this is Ian Cleary from the Marketing Channel. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how to streamline your video creation process through YouTube. So I started a YouTube channel and I was the star of that channel. The reason I was the star is because I was the only one on the channel, and I still am. So I started this channel, YouTube channel, but I found when I created it, I was so disorganized. I was all over the place. Completely disorganized, and that just takes so much time to create all your video. And then I became so organized. I was so calm, collected, and I had a perfectly organized process. Things got better. And that's what I want to go through with you today. I want to go through the team, I want to go through the process, and I want to go through something else I can't remember. Yeah, the equipment. There you go. I'm going to go through the three of them. I think you'll find it particularly useful. If you're creating videos, it's going to save you a lot of time and it will make things an awful lot easier. First of all, the team. So yes, I create the video. So I sit down here in front of a camera and I create the video. I'll show you in a minute actually the equipment and how I set it up. So you'll see that in a minute. But I record it all here. I package that up and then I send it off to my editor. So Boyan is my editor, who is awesome. He takes that information that I provide, video and sound and sometimes screen flow, so it's a screen recording, and he edits all that up. He cuts it out, takes out the pauses, puts in some funny bits, so I add in some funny bits, so he puts in that. And package that all up, put transitions on it, zoom in, zoom out, you know, navigation as you're going through a screen recording. He will actually, you know, zoom in on particular parts. That is a hard, difficult job, and I certainly don't have the skill or time to do it. Boyan is an expert in this, so I'd highly recommend you get an editor. Then the next stage, after I do that, I pass on to Dushan. So Dushan takes that and uploads the content to YouTube, optimize it, I'll provide a description, he'll add in the tags, and then he'll start promoting and distributing the content. Now, if you're a solo entrepreneur working on your own, maybe in the short term you do your own thing, and doing some basic editing is quite straightforward. But if you want your videos to be a little bit different and you want to ramp up your video production process, you need to have yourself, you need to have your editor, you'll probably need somebody to create some imagery like a thumbnail or two, and then you'll need somebody to take that, distribute it all everywhere. So that is the overall process. So what I want to do now is I want to swap over. Do you like that? Swap over. It's my new signature move on nobody else's channel except Ian Cleary's channel, RazorSocial. Become a subscriber. Only messing. I'm going to swap over to the screen. I want to show you the process, and then next I'm going to show you the equipment. Okay, let's move on to the process. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's just loading up. So we use Asana for managing the process for video creation. We also use this for our normal content as well. So I'm in Asana. Now you can use a tool like Trello is another tool as well, and both of them I use a free version of Asana. You could use the free version of Trello. You can see what we have here. We have it's a board within Asana, which is a task management tool. You have ideas, content creation, video editing, imagery, optimization, distribution, and publish and promote it. So when I get an idea for a video or a piece of content, I add in here how to create a messenger app with ManyChat. This is an idea for a video. I'm not 100% sure yet whether I'll publish this or not. It's just an idea. If I'm going to create it, then I'll drag it over to here. Now what I will also do is when I create it, the date is going to be the published date, and I'll show you in a second why I'll leave that date as it is. And then what I do is I create tasks for any member of my team or me, and then I can specify whatever date I want on that. So that's in the ideas section. When I'm creating the content, I move it over here. For example, this is the video I'm currently working on, a streamlined video process for YouTube. When I've finished creating it, I'll pass it on to my editor. I'll drag it in here, and then I'll go in here and I'll create a subtask for the editor to edit the video. After that, then we'll create some imagery for the video, which is just a thumbnail for YouTube, and then I'll pass it on to a member of my team who will optimize it for YouTube, and he will use a couple of tools available for optimizing for YouTube, and he will then start distributing it to social media channels, and then we'll just mark it published and promote it. So that's the process. I'm going to move it back in here to video editing. No matter if you're a one-person team or 10 people in your team, you really need to have a process like this. So have a look at this Asana or try Trello, but either way, make sure you set up a process. Actually, just before I go, I said the reason when I'm creating this, I use this date for when we're going to publish it. So we're publishing this tomorrow, and I'll use subtasks and I can put whatever dates I want. The reason I use that date is because there's a calendar view in here. So if I go into the calendar view, I can see any video or any piece of content that's going to be published over the next couple of days. So that's my process. Okay, so I've changed the angle here just so you can have a look at what my setup is like. The first thing I do is use the clapperboard. So that helps the editor to figure out when I start to speak. So I always start with the clapperboard. You'll see I have a nice fancy monitor here. I have a nice mic. So this is a Hale mic, a nice arm extension. I put the headphones on here if I want to check for sound. And what I record then is I record everything onto an external little device here. It's an Roland R04 device, and so all sound goes onto this. So I'm speaking in this, the sound is recorded on that. When I'm sending things off to my editor, I'll send them off this, the recording from this, and I'll also send any screen flow. So I use screen flow from Mac for recording a visual on the screen. You can see I just recorded Asana there, so I'll send that off as well. And that's 1, 2, and the other recording I'll send, of course, the camera recording. So the camera is doing the visual, this Roland is doing the voice, and this is doing the screen visual. So that's really my setup. You see in here I have a little device that connects into my Mac over here, and so this Hale PR40 mic goes into the Focusrite, and the Focusrite goes into machine. I want to show you camera, and I have a little trick. So that's my setup for a camera. The reason I'm showing a camera with a camera is because I have 2 cameras, pretty much the same as Canon camera. So I have the Canon camera on a nice tripod, but basically you just need the camera and the tripod. So like I said, I record onto that camera, and then I'll take the recording off and do the sound from the desk, and that's the setup. Okay, so I hope that was useful. I hope you got a flavor for, how to set up a streamlined video process. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow our, go over to RazorSocial and sign up to our newsletter list, or watch some more videos. So thank you very much, and we love to hear feedback, thumbs up, comments, whatever. Thank you.